I'm walking to sign up to the open mic. I hope I get a spot. Oh my god. I was gonna do an open mic tonight, but someone's filming a stand-up special, which I guess I could just do with my iPhone. It's hilarious. So it's like 80 degrees right now. Very scary. So my stand-up was gonna be around like, oh, Halloween is in like a couple days. Oh, what's something truly scary? Oh, the complete collapse of the environmental planetary system. Oh my god, chaos everywhere. So I thought that would be like a good topic, and then because the election is happening in like a week, I guess literally a week now.
Sorry.
All good. So because the election's happening in a week, I thought that was also topical to talk about. Oh no. Ugh. So because I can't go to the world famous Laugh Factory, I guess I'm just gonna talk. I already did the podcast. I guess this is the stand-up routine. This isn't the stand-up routine. I thought I actually didn't really plan anything other than that, and then I was gonna wrap it all together with like, if you aren't taking climate change seriously, you know who is? Oh, the U.S. military. The U.S. military is taking climate change actually very seriously, which is actually hilarious, because like people who don't necessarily agree with climate change, which is like, it's a scientific fact at this point. It's 80 degrees in Chicago, November, essentially October 30th. No, it's October 29th. And then I was gonna talk about like in Christmas last year it was like 60 degrees. I was just like gonna kind of just like ramble. I was actually hoping that I was gonna bomb, because I thought that would be a little bit more funny and impactful just to completely bomb. Than like giving like kind of a tight 2 minutes on climate change. Because what is the joke? What is the joke about climate change other than climate change is hilarious? Because it's just like, it's happening. I have like a horrible memory lately. I think like post-COVID I have like brain fog or whatever, and it's actually really funny because I already forgot. I already forgot that I'm wearing this, and it's just like me just like walking down the street going, it's happening. That's really funny. That's a funny image, and I had no idea. But so what else? What else is funny about climate change? What's funny about it, the big joke is that it's happening. It's so obviously happening. Like, I feel like everyone's kind of on board. Everyone's kind of on board with it. Like let's say 5 years ago, it was more of a controversial hot button issue in terms of like, is it happening? Is it not happening? It was very Rachel Ross situation. And this year, absolutely, we found out that it's happening. Oh yeah, in Chicago, there was like a lot of tornadoes, just like randomly, just in the city, just like tornadoes happening. And that doesn't happen. The storms have been getting like severely worse. The weather has been so hot. No snow accumulation last year. It's just so clearly happening. And you know what, actually maybe this is a blessing, because maybe I do need to articulate a clean 2 minutes, because to me this is also obvious, but I've been like very much in it for a long time. But for people who are not very much in it, I may sound like disorganized. But basically, I just wanted to talk about how like it's so clearly happening and it's so obvious. And like everyone basically like understands that climate change is happening right now, and it's so clear that polluting the environment is just like a bad idea. Hilariously, actually, I took a climate change communications class back in college, And one of the things that we talked about, which is a way to communicate the damages of climate change to someone who is like conservative or a climate change denier, is essentially either focusing on what I already said is the military. The military takes it very seriously because the military just like is going to have to deal with what happens. Oh. And then two is like conservation, because conservative people, they like to hunt and all that kind of stuff. They do actually like nature. Like everyone likes nature. Nature's really great. And that is an easy way to communicate to them what is happening. Like, oh, do you want to save the environment in terms of like your hunting grounds and all that kind of stuff? Oh, well, let's not build a coal plant there, so that you can continue to hunt and fish and all that kind of stuff. Like famously, fish really don't like toxic forever chemicals. So it's just all very interesting. It's like it's an interesting strategy to talk to different people and have different strategies in how you communicate. I love the military example. It's actually so interesting because where am I going? I don't know. I can't see anything. It's really funny. I have horrible vision, so it's like where, like I don't know where even I could go. So the military. I know you would think that I'm in the military because I'm wearing a camo hat right now, but I'm not in the military. So the military, they take climate change extremely seriously because essentially they have plans for what will happen if things don't get better, and things aren't getting better. Oh no. They're basically planning for essentially like societal collapse, and what that means is kind of just a breakdown in social norms and like government control, like the ability for the authorities to do anything, infrastructure breaking down, and then not being able to be repaired because it's essentially in such a dangerous environment that the infrastructure is impossible to repair. And then just the accumulation of all these like systemic failures just eventually turns into a complete free-for-all where anything goes. It's kind of like, whose line is it anyway? The rules are all made up and something. What is it? Whose line is it anyway? It's the rules are all made up and nothing matters. I don't think that's what whose line is it anyway, but the climate apocalypse will be similar to whose line is it anyway, in of that the rules will cease to exist and it will be a complete free-for-all. So that's annoying because we have so many weapons in this world and so many kind of like warring people, and you know, it'll just all work out when we run out of water. Like when water becomes, that's one of those infrastructure things that will fail, is like water purification, water reclamation, just plumbing, all these things fail. And you know, it's going to be really great. Like once all that fails, I'm sure everything will start to like work out more. Like people will get along more when everyone's hungry and thirsty, and there's no more water or food to be found. I wonder, will there be running? I mean, there will be running groups in like the Anthropocene, in the, you know, the climate Thunderdome, but I think they'll be less organized, or maybe more organized, but less pleasurable. Maybe more about hunting and gathering. Yeah. So these are all sprawling things. Was any of this funny? Maybe it was a blessing that the show isn't happening tonight and someone's filming a special. Maybe that was a blessing, because I really need to organize my thoughts. Oh no. I'm gonna be so happy when the climate collapses. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a really fun time. Oh, that's a joke. I'm kidding. I don't want the climate to collapse. So what else? It's just a funny joke. It's a really big joke that we know what's happening. The science is extremely clear. Even like Exxon's scientists themselves were like, something's happening. Like this was however many decades ago. And just the people in power just continue to ignore and or slowball. It's just, that's the joke. It's just such a big joke because it's like, what are we gonna do? Damn. The other thing I wanted to talk about was essentially like, we shouldn't wait for society to fail if it's not already failing. Because something that I was thinking about, and I gotta part two this. Oh no. Okay, so a tight 2 minutes. Okay, so we shouldn't wait for society to fail if it isn't already failing, because it's already unlivable in certain parts of the world right now. And it's like, why should we wait for it to get worse? Like I was thinking earlier today, I was like, when I'm like, the world, like the system will collapse. It's like, that's actually a very like American-centric way of thinking, or like North American way of thinking, because like in other parts of the world, like the Southern Hemisphere, it's already pretty unlivable in certain areas. Like I read in India, there's like, they open the tap and then boiling water comes out. Like that's an unlivable situation. And no beef to Americans, but the second that happens here, it's just gonna be like, what? You're telling me I can't go to the Sweetgreen? I love Sweetgreen, but it's like, we're not ready for that. And that's already happening. So as it gets worse, these things are only going to get worse. And it's just like, it's comical because it's like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? That doesn't mean I want to like freak out and be chaotic, because like chaos doesn't beget order, and we need to be kind of like orderly and like organized to work on these solutions or whatever, which is essentially like building renewable energy en masse, like reducing carbon emissions, figuring out ways to create sustainable systems out of systems that are currently not sustainable. Those are all things that we need to do. And it's like, being chaotic, not gonna help. Really not gonna help. What is it? You catch more flies with the honey than you do the complete destruction of like societal norms and all that kind of stuff. No, I think we're at a very crucial point in time where, oh my God, here I am being all environmental. I think I literally just accidentally smashed a ladybug, and I'm like, no! Ugh. So, what? I don't even know. Oh, damn it. Ugh. We just got to do something. What it boils down to is something has to change, and the people in power like are changing way too slowly, and that's the joke. It's like everything that is frivolous right now is like really funny to observe, because it's like, oh, that's a really cool haunted house. You know what's actually terrifying? Oh, climate change. It's just like those jokes are endless, and they all just boil down to the same thing. It's just like, it's getting really hot, and people are gonna get hurt, and we may as well do something sooner rather than later. We shouldn't wait for things to get so bad that it's so clearly obvious that something needs to change, because by the time that happens, it won't be possible to change. And that's it. We are at a point now in time where we have the ability to make these changes, like building renewable energy en masse. Like we could actually do that because we have capitalism. We have a market right now. When things break down, we will not have a market. Like, just markets are not markets. Okay, so market capitalism, a stock exchange, all these type of things like import, export. These are all things that are not a given fundamental property of nature. And as things start to break down, they will start to dissolve. Like, they just won't be there anymore. Like, we won't be able to do international trade because they'll be like, oh, well, I don't have enough food for tomorrow, so I'm not going to go across the world to do manufacturing. Like, that's just not going to be a thing that happens. So we're at a point in time now where we have the ability to make changes. They have to happen rapidly, unfortunately, because we took so long to do something. And I'm being harsh. I am being harsh because, of course, there is renewable energy, like things are happening. There are programs out there like Illinois. This is where Illinois is. Has a program called Illinois Shines where they give essentially money to homeowners they pay for this rooftop solar. Like, there are things that are happening. It's not happening enough. Like, it just needs to happen on a factor of 1,000,000 because we have the technology, we have the answers, we know what to do, so we should do it. It's really crazy that we aren't. And the problem is like corporate lobbyism and like the fact that we have actual climate deniers in government, which is just crazy. It's totally crazy. I won't editorialize on that right now. Maybe that'll be stand-up special too. Have I said a joke yet? Other than this all being a joke. No one should die for like billionaires to continue using their private jets and their yachts for their own entertainment. Like, I do understand, like, I mean, I'm not so harsh that I don't think like everyone who's like driving right now is an eco-terrorist. Like, that's not what I'm saying at all. I understand that like people do have lives and people have ways of living, and it's actually really hard to radically change these things. But the thing that needs to change is the government, the people in power. These are the people who are making it slow for progress to happen, because some of them are paid off by oil companies. Some of them are paid off by people who are like do business with oil companies. Oil is just everywhere. Plastics, like, it's just everywhere. But truly what needs to happen is just more renewable energy production on a very quick timeline. There are so many environmental problems that need to be solved, like plastics, but maybe that would be like part 2. Because we really just need to make sure that enough carbon stops being put into the atmosphere, that climate change slows to a pace where we can actually start to do things, like live. Yeah, okay, this was a blessing. The only thing that I'm mad about, is that like, in 2 days it's Halloween. It would have been a really funny thing to drop like a comment about Halloween, like, you know what's something really scary? Climate change. That would have been really topical for like an open mic night, because I think this is getting a little heady. Yeah. So the other thing, well, actually, really, I don't like, you know how I earlier said, like, people, like, I don't blame people for their lives and ways of living or whatever, but there are some, like, the cars that, the car dudes or whatever. If I had to, like, pick one, like, type of character in the world, it'd be the car bros who soup up their car, spend all that money on their car, and then just like drive crazy. And it's like, if you guys were driving an EV, I wouldn't care as much. But that doesn't matter. I'm joking. I don't care. I truly don't care. The people who I care about and the people who I'm mad at or whatever, it's just people in power who have the power to make changes. Because everyone who is not an elected official or essentially like a CEO or someone in the C-suite, it's hard to make change. It's extremely hard to make change. It's hard to change your habits and behavior. Like, it's hard to go on a diet. Like, there's just so many things that it's hard to do. So I understand that I don't blame individuals. But again, governments, can you please, okay, literally it's October 29th and there's 2 dudes over there running shirtless. Last year at this time, it was really cold, but like, this is now the new norm because it's been so mild and so hot. Like, the summer was so hot, and then like this past winter was so mild, and all of the winters have been very mild. It's just, this feels like the new norm, and it's just like we're slowly creeping into a place where we will not be able to come back from. Oh my God, the forest fires from last year. The ones that like completely made the entire sky go orange, and then they didn't even go out. Like, they were still burning the next year because they went underground. It's just like so funny. It's like, how is something not changing? It's just, can we please change things for the sake of innocent people? Yeah, I think this is a worthwhile stand-up routine, but I think I really need to lock it in a little bit more because this is very sprawling. All right, part 3, should we? I'm not going to go 30 minutes because I'm already speaking in circles, but you know, why not? Keep on going. It doesn't matter. Or actually, oh no, it does matter because I'm going to upload this to YouTube, and that does use carbon, or I don't know, Google is actually carbon neutral, so never mind. I don't know. Something that's funny is last year during the Christmas, during Christmas, there was 2 weeks where it was 60 degrees in December, for 2 weeks, and there was all these Santa bar crawls, which is so funny because there's all these people and there was multiple bar crawls, so there was all these people just walking around for a couple weeks when it was 60 degrees out. And I really went up to so many of the Santas and I was like, Santa, where's all the snow? Or Santa, why is it so warm? And then some people were just get away from me. It's just fair, valid. But then the majority of people were like, LOL, I see what you're doing. LOL, this is funny. Although, oh my God, LOL, terrifying. I mean, no one was clearly terrified. I was clearly terrified because that's why I was doing that. But I think I was getting the message out there. Me getting the message out there. I think I was helping amplify the message that is already out there. I don't know. So that'd be fun. That'd be fun to bring up. Do we have any climate change deniers in the audience, or anyone who doesn't believe in climate change? And can you tell me why? That'd be good crowd work. Is there anyone? I don't know. I'll figure it out. And like I said, I think it'd actually be really funny to bomb, to do horribly and just kind of be really just oh, what is happening? Climate change. Because it would just at least be a spectacle. A spectacle about something that's extremely important. Okay, that's it. I'm going to edit these videos together and then upload them to YouTube, and that's what I got. And then I'm gonna go and do this next week, at the world famous Laugh Factory of Chicago. I don't know if I want to be a stand-up comedian though. Like, I don't know if that's like what I want to do, but I'll keep on talking. That'll be fun. Maybe I could be a just someone who talks. Oof. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I think that there's not much like entertainment discussion about climate change when it's like I feel like it's a pretty easy thing to do because it's so obvious and we have so much information that it's like, why not? Like, I don't know, like, again, like what are people joking about like now? Is it like, oh, knock knock tree, who cut you down? Oh, the logging company. Oof. So I'm severely unfunny. Oh no. What's another knock knock joke? Someone literally told me a knock knock joke the other day, and I did think it was kind of funny, but I forgot it. It was like, I'm not even gonna try. What are jokes? What's a joke? I literally can't even think of a joke other than this entire thing is a joke. No, it's not. It's very serious and life is precious. It's a joke that we're not doing anything. Okay. This is not going anywhere. Ugh. Unless it is. I don't know. Cool. All right. How do I end this? Okay. If next year at this time the world hasn't stopped climate change, I'm gonna keep talking and doing what I'm doing, because as it gets worse, it's just gonna be impossible to live. So may as well have some fun while the world is ending. If the world was ending and society was starting to break down, I would rather have fun and kind of party instead of freak out and have chaos. And if you had to choose, why not try to band together and be like, okay, well, things are horrible, but let's not go Thunderdome world. And I don't want to say the words, but freak out at each other. I would rather just be like, okay, well, it's the end. I'm glad I met you, and here's to that. Oof. And by you, I mean Earth, society, humanity, not you. Oh, I don't know you. Okay. So to end this, the Laugh Factory, I think it'd actually be really funny to do this in front of an audience of people who are expecting more traditional stand-up comedy. And I probably should write some punchlines. I definitely have some. I just really need to think about it, because I'm not necessarily thinking about it too hard right now, because I don't want to have too much dead space or dead audio or whatever the hell. So, I have a single coming out tomorrow. It's a parody of a Midwest emo song, and it sounds actually kind of like Midwest emo, which is really exciting. I love AI. AI is so cool. It's so funny. Oh my god. There's a running group, and it's so the thing I really love about running groups sometimes though is some of these guys, it's just whoa, what are they where are they going? Are they single? Okay. Ugh. I heard someone laugh. I don't think they're laughing at me, but in my mind I'm gonna say that they're laughing at me, and I got my laugh. I guess we're done here. Okay, so bye.